You can ask me about my throat tattoo. It says anguish. You know what anguish means, right?
What does it mean?
Extreme mental hurt, pain, and suffering to the body and mind. Yeah, ask me about that.
I think you just did. You just told me. You've been through a lot of anguish.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Well, the whole anguish on my throat, it's for my daddy. You know, my daddy, he hung himself through opiate withdrawals. He was paralyzed from the waist down. The doctor ended up cutting his spinal cord and paralyzing him from the waist down. Well, the man was...
He was paralyzed before the overdose?
My daddy hung himself from opiate withdrawals, from detoxing, from quitting doing opiates. He couldn't take the pain, and he killed himself.
Okay, but he was paralyzed before that?
He was paralyzed before that.
Got it.
He got paralyzed in a really young age, working for the Army Corps of Engineering building locks and dams. He fell off the dam, and it paralyzed him.
Oh, I see.
All right, well, they done back surgery, and they cut his spinal cord, and it severed his spinal cord and paralyzed him through recovery, because he could still walk, but his spinal cord was messed up. All right, well, he ended up hanging himself through the opiate withdrawals, and that's why I got the anguish across my throat, because after my daddy killed himself, I've been struggling with opiate withdrawals my whole life, and hell, I don't want to end up like my daddy, you know? And after he killed himself, man, I wanted to kill myself so bad because of the bull crap that I've done to my daddy. I have tortured my daddy throughout my life. I've been abused by my brother. My brother was older, and hell, him being 6'3", 320 pounds, he's a big old boy, big old country fucker. He's beat the hell out of me my whole life. Are we allowed to cuss?
Yes, you are.
Okay, well, he's beat the hell out of me my whole life. Hell, he's shot me in my leg. He's flipped a F-150 on top of me. Hell, I ain't got no spleen, appendix, gallbladder, 4 foot of my large intestine, 4 foot of my small intestine. He tried killing me when I was 15. Flipped a truck on top of me. It crushed me. And that's how I got addicted to opiates.
So you grew up in Alabama?
I grew up in Alabama.
What city?
Bessemer, Alabama. And then I moved to Arab. Arab's just a bunch of country fuckers. You know, I loved it out there. But, you know, watching my daddy with the opiates, me and my daddy, we started shooting heroin together. When I was about 17 years old, me and my daddy started shooting heroin together. And hell, my daddy told me one day, he said, "Hey son," he says, "I gave you the gift that never stopped giving. I gave you Hep C." I was like, "What?" Yeah, and so found out I got Hep C from using a needle after my own father. Yeah, that's some bull crap. But
how old are you?
32.
32.
32.
When did you start using
opiates?
Yeah.
I started opiates when I was 15 years old. The doctors gave me liquid morphine, and I've been an IV user ever since.
And you lost your dad at what age?
I lost my daddy at 23. He hung himself. I just got out of prison. I ain't been out of prison for 30 days, and my daddy hung himself. And I felt like it was partially my fault, because I'm right there beside him begging him for his pills, and he's handing me his pills, and there he is going through withdrawals. Next thing you know, he killed himself. And hell, I really feel like that's partially my fault. I shouldn't have been eating his pills. Well, I wasn't eating them, I was shooting them, you know? But he'd give me anything he had. His last dollar, it didn't matter. Hell, he'd come down to his last pain pill. He'd split it in half and give me half of it. You know, that man give me anything.
You're close to your dad?
Yeah, real close.
More than your brother?
Yes, yes. Me and my brother just finally recently got close. After Daddy killed himself, we started getting closer. A lot of my family members accused me of hanging my daddy. I couldn't do that. It's impossible. I love my daddy. And some of my family members even quit talking to me because they thought I was partially the reason my daddy killed himself. Lost my mama 4 days after my birthday. January 25th, my mama passed away, cirrhosis to the liver at Blount County Jail. They denied her medical attention. She swole up in the drunk tank and died. You know, yeah,
It's a rough childhood.
yeah.
How far did you go to school?
7th grade. Quit in 7th. Had to take care of my paralyzed father. You know, having to help him in and out of the bathtub. Hell, my brother was in prison. So there was nobody but me.
Who introduced you to heroin as a teenager?
Myself. Myself, for real. The doctors introduced me to opiates.
Stealing the pills?
Sir?
You were taking your dad's pills?
Stealing them. I would steal them if he wouldn't give them to me. You know? If he wouldn't give them to me, I'd take them. I'd take them. Even if it didn't matter how it was. I'd hoop, holler, throw shit. Biggest piece of shit you ever met. You know? Feel like that. I got a lot of pain because of what I done. You know? Eats me up inside. Really does.
How much prison time have you done?
Well, I've been in and out of incarceration my whole life, you know.
For what kind of stuff?
From theft charges to drug charges to you name it. First time I went to prison was actually to keep my brother from going back. My brother was, he was actually 17 years old dating a 15-year-old girl. He turned 18 years old and she was still 15. And the man who had custody of her, my brother ended up beating the hell out of him. And he pressed charges for statutory rape and kidnapping because him and his old lady ran away together. And so they locked my brother up, gave him 215 split threes, ran wild. So he ended up doing 6 years in prison. He gets out and steals this man's four-wheeler, correction officer's four-wheeler. So I go up to Coleman County Jail and sign an affidavit and a statement saying I'm the one who stole it. And they reinstated my brother's parole and sent me to prison for my first time. That was to keep my brother from going back for 24 years. And I did that, and hell, my brother's been right ever since. Ever since he quit stealing, he's doing good, got a baby.
How many years did you do?
Me, I done 3 years first time. Second time I done 14 months. I done another 14 months. I've been to Kilby, Bullock, and Elmore. I've been to numerous county jails. Yeah, prison's not really a place anybody wants to go, especially if you're white. Not in Alabama. Not nowhere, for real. See, my daddy, being paralyzed from the waist down, raising, you know, 2 boys on disability, it wasn't enough money. Especially one of them being a full-blown drug addict, the other one just always being hungry. Well, my daddy had his first massive heart attack shoveling asphalt on a walker. You know, you ever seen a paraplegic on a walker? No, you see him in a wheelchair. My daddy's the only person I've ever seen my whole entire life be paralyzed from the waist down, couldn't wiggle his toes or nothing, but wouldn't get in a wheelchair. He'd drag himself around on a walker. You know, one of the most. I look back and I laugh at this, cause man, first time I ever got my ass whooped by that old cripple man. Look, I've been strung out, been up for about 24 days on meth, good anhydrous. Yeah, that red dope. Look, I'm sitting here telling my daddy, I said, man, I need some money for some heroin. He didn't want to give it to me, and I start throwing a fit. He looks at me, I'm 18 years old, I'm 98 pounds. He looks at me and says, son, you look like you need a jar of fucking peanut butter, and throws it. I grab it and I throw it and sling it through the window of the house, bust the window of the house out right next to him. And he's in his rocking chair. And hell, being 240 pounds, paralyzed from the waist down, you know, walking on a walker, he's swole. He's got some big old arms. Well, he's rocking in that chair. And next thing I know, I'm sitting there cussing and mumbling. And he launches himself up on that chair. And he's on his fist like a gorilla. And he's boom, boom, boom. And he grabs me by my leg and snatches me to the ground. Climbs on top of me and just beats the hell out of me. I'm talking about black eye, busted lip. Man, that old man beat the hell out of me, and I sit back and I love that. I love thinking about that because I deserved it, you know. I wish he'd have got me like that for every time I ever done him wrong, you know. But there's a lot of times he didn't. Hell, he bought me a Porsche 924. I sold it for $100 cash just to piss him off. Yeah. I had nice things, destroyed them, sold them for dope. It didn't matter. Hell, he bought me a record, and what I do with it, go out and steal cars, you know, support my heroin addiction. I loved it. I still love it. I can't even find no good heroin down here in California. You can't even
How long
find
you
none.
been here?
Shit, about six, 7 months. Yeah.
What brought you to California?
That's really something I don't even want to talk about. That's, yeah, some things, I don't need to talk about. I ain't trying to bam myself up, man. I came to California hoping to get away from the heroin, but the heroin was no good down here, and I just switched to fentanyl. I thought I was gonna get out here, get me a job, and do right. I got a job, but hell, I ain't worth the shit. $10 an hour, minimum wage 15. You can't even get off the streets with that. Not down here.
You staying in a tent or where you
I live in a tent. Constantly getting my shit stolen. Hell, I get so high, man, I nod out. People, hell, they took my key to my bike off of my lantern around my neck. I was so fucked up. Stole my bike. Stole my backpack with my phones in it, cash, everything. I was high, and I'm sitting there looking at the dude. Didn't even know what was fucking going on. Robbing the fuck out of me. I love it down here.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't have no kids, thank God. They wouldn't need to live the lifestyle I do. I love stealing shit. My mama got me addicted to stealing shit when I was young. First time I ever got in trouble for stealing anything, I was 8 years old. Me and my brother, there's this place in Birmingham called Unclaimed Baggage. And my mama, she took us out there to steal shit. We had a tandem dump truck. Me and my brother filled it slap full of stolen goods. And the reason we got caught was she got drunk and passed down on the horn of the dump truck. Hell, they came out there and found $160,000 in counterfeit cash and all kind of stolen shit. We done filled the whole dump truck up. They locked me, Gary, and Mama up. I was 8, Gary was 12. I don't know how old Mama was. You know, And she had us stealing at a very young age. Riding around in a buggy, peeling stickers off shit, slapping different price tags on it for her. She started us out young.
How are you supporting yourself now in Skid Row?
I got a job making $10 an hour. I go to work when I want to. I do mechanic work. I fix electric bikes and shit like that. You know, everybody down here likes bikes and shit. And hell, I pretty much fix anything you got. You know, being raised in Alabama, that's all you want to do is build hot rods and shit and run them up and down the roads.
What do you think of California compared to Alabama?
I think everybody thinks I'm racist. I think they think I'm a Hail Hitler type because the way I talk. I'll be walking down the road and they'll be going, ah.
You got black folk in Alabama?
I know, but hell, they talk like me. Hell, they don't even like black folks down there in Alabama.
Right.
I'm dead serious. Black folks don't even like black folks. I don't know why that is.
Do you have friends out here?
Do I have friends? Not very many. I don't like talking to people. Not really. I like to stay to myself. Friends, they just want your drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Especially here.
Huh?
Especially down here.
Yeah. So if you got any friends, all they're wanting to do is do your dope. So you're better off by yourself.
Mm-hmm. What do you worry about?
What do I worry about? Getting bammed up, going to prison. That's what I worry about. I don't worry about nothing else besides going to prison or losing my brother. You know, my brother's all I got. My sister, she's always been with Granny, so she ain't ever lived that lifestyle. So, you know.
Do you think being around your mom and dad is what led you here?
Oh yeah, most definitely. My mama being a drunk, my daddy being an opiate addict. Hell, I was a fetal alcohol syndrome baby because my mama drank through the whole pregnancy. You know? Hell, I was prone to addiction before I was born is what they said.
What are your best memories?
Best memories? Hell, I still remember taking a bath in the sink, man. I was that small. I still remember that because that was one of the good memories. Mom sitting there bathing, man, dog knocks over the china cabinet and glass goes everywhere and I just start laughing. I don't know why I'm laughing over the dog knocking over the china cabinet. I was just a baby. But I still remember that. Yeah. I don't know, I always just good memories. Good memories.
Do you see? Do you have hope of getting off of fentanyl?
No. I don't ever see me quit using. No. I see me dying to addiction.
You think you're more likely to die than get clean?
Yeah. Yeah. I know for a fact. The only way I would ever come off opiates is if the doctors would write me opiates. And that's just me doing it legally. That's all. That's the only way.
What about Suboxone, methadone?
Suboxone, no. Methadone, I like methadone. Hell, it takes 200 milligrams to get me fucked up. So, no, I don't need that. No, I don't see me coming off fentanyl, heroin, nothing like that. I see me, hell, I done a shot while I was waiting on you to get out your car, just to be honest with you. Hell, I can hit myself so fast it's not funny.
Mm-hmm. You're probably or your body's built up a tolerance of fentanyl, you probably can't kill yourself.
I can shoot. I shot over 1.5 grams of fentanyl in probably 6 hours. That kill a horse. Yeah, most people's like, oh my God, man, hell, I'm slamming 0.5 grams. People out here dying off a point. Like, what the hell? I can't even get high off this shit. Saying it's the best fetty around. It's purple, it's pink, it's yellow, it's green. Hell, it's trash to me. That shit in Alabama we got is fucking fire. Our shit heroin's fucking better than the best fetty y'all got down here, to be honest.
What's the most important thing you've learned in your life?
Most important thing? Don't trust nobody. For real. Hell, you can trust family sometimes, to an extent. Hell, my brother, he ain't never want me to do nothing but get clean. He ain't never done nothing. Hell, he's made my bond so many times, it's unreal. Hell, he came off my bond just because I wanted to go get some pussy one time. He didn't want me fucking with his dope whore. Came off my bond, put my ass right back in jail because I wouldn't listen. I miss my brother. I miss my brother bad. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for telling me your story.
Yeah, I need to go to work, actually. I'm late.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I offended you there.